Track 4 from the first album. Yeah, it's 5. That seems weird to me, but it's just because of the first ambient track. This is all I can do. It's everything I could ever muster to say to you. This is all I can do. It's everything I can do. It's everything I can do. Something about repeating a line. I like that vibe, but not necessarily this example. When lyricists do that. I'd love you, tie my feet, bind my eyes. At the last one is tie my feet, burn my eyes. If this were another world, like some of the great state of affairs, then it could be more. If this were another world, a maximally great state of affairs, then I could be more. It's inherently modal logic talk. Modal logic. A lot of the arguments proceed in terms of possible world semantics. So modal logic is like regular logic, first order logic, blah blah. Except that it adds the notions of possibility and necessity. So possibility, if you see it in if you ever see it in symbolic language, possibility is a diamond. Necessity is a square. So right, so it's possibly P, possible that P attains, necessarily P, right? And so another way of stating possibility and necessity is to talk in terms of possible worlds, not in the sense of David Lewis, the physicist, who thinks they're real things. Freaking moronic. Anyway, sorry. There's no reason to think that they're real things, and quantum mechanics doesn't give such a reason. So, you know what? I'm a physics noob. I'm sure. Well, I'll put it this way: there may be some elegance to that. Anyway, all right. I need to stop. This is. I'm careening the quality of this channel into a ditch. Anyway, not to be confused with David Lewis's possible worlds where he thinks they're real places. So, that is an irrational belief. There cannot be grounds for such a belief. So, anyway, but possible world semantics. So if I say that something's possible, that means a fanciful way of saying this, and this fanciful way is something that modal logicians engage, analytic philosophers in general will engage in sometimes, which is to say that there is a possible world where P, where fill in the blank, whatever term. So and then a necessary state of affairs, or proposition, or whatever, state of affairs would attain in all possible worlds, right? Or if we're talking about a necessary proposition, so 2 + 2 = 4, that would be true in all possible worlds. There is no possible world where 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah. Despite old Twitter having argued about that. So, if this were another world, a maximally great state of affairs, then I could be more. Basically, I'm just a super nerdy, idiosyncratic way of saying, this is a song about, to my now wife, about wanting what I should want, an attachment to sin. So anyway, if this were another world, a maximally great state of affairs, then I could be more. This is all I can do. It's all I can be to you. It's everything I can do.
me 2016, 2017. I love you. Time off. I There it is from Spotify. And then it goes into a little longer fade than I remember. Anyway, then it goes into that. Anyway, the next song. Okay, this from the first album, 5th track from the first album, 4th song. This song. I guess I'll say this from now on. This is more than any of them is a co-production, I would say. In that, okay, so the background of this, not the song, but the actual ambient sounds, it goes to a old friend of mine, Jack Sargent, Sargent. He has a song called Heights, Heights. And he and I sat there and produced it together, and it was really just us throwing these. I mean, it's a great song, period. Like the song itself is great. So you're starting from a position of strength there, right? You're just decorating a beautiful thing. Always what you want to be doing, right? Make sure the song itself is great. So, and so we sat there doing, picking what sounds, and you can hear, I mean, the sounds like the stuttering reverb, obviously that's me. There's a lot of stuff in there that's just things, especially that I was doing at the time, and I did on other people's stuff in the 2010s. And then finally on my own thing, where that sound is all over the thing. But we did that for his tune. We got out a MS-20, Korg MS-20 synth for the little bass things and some other things, and he and I just sat there and decorated it all day. It was a blast, and his song came out great. Fast forward a couple of years, I was like, hey dude, I have this song that what would kind of be cool is if I took a lot of that production that we did and just put it there, and we would have these sort of sister songs. And he was like, cool, I like that idea. So I did it. So this one, it's co-produced by Jack Sargent, and probably, I mean, like that's maybe the most collaborative production in the entire catalog, where he and I really did, where somebody else and I really did sit there together throwing stuff at it, and pretty much getting it, at least his song, across the finish line together while we sat there. In the case of mine, there are changes. I added some stuff. There's the guitar solo and stuff. All this, there's a lot of stuff in here that was added. Well, I say a lot. Most of it wasn't, and most of it was in Heights. So, but anyway, it's kind of special to me in that regard, and that I feel like this is the most collaborative effort that I ever had. Anyway, what we got here right off the top. I like this stuff. I mean, you can hear this in on the new album. You can hear this on the first track. There's a part where, all right, let me say what it is. Just the sound of, right. So the the guitar, there's stereo acoustics here, and I started it with ambient noise from both sides. Ambient noise from both sides. Just the sound of being in the room, the feeling like you're in the room. I like that stuff on Bring Light, the opener from from the second album. It's in there, and no, that's about it. Phosphorus Kids almost had something, and I took it out. Phosphorus Kids already feels that way to me. Phosphorus Kids feels like more like the band in the room than any of the other ones. Like, it doesn't feel like this artificial space. So, but there's a part in Bring Light that where the reverb just dries out and you can hear a little just movement in the room. There's a track you've never heard that I was working toward it being the opener of the second album, and it had that in it, even kind of a better version of it. But I like Bring Light better. Anyway, all right, so we got that, and then we're gonna have stereo acoustics somewhere. Oh, here they are. Oh, I didn't go up far enough. Not really trying to keep them out of sync enough at times, like where they don't do the same hit. For me, the influence on stuff like that, although he does it on his vocals all the time, is Bradford Cox from Deer Hunter and Atlas Sound. The Atlas Sound stuff's really cool too. So if you're into Deer Hunter, so he does a lot of stuff where the vocals get out of sync. My friend Joaquin, who knows he's this encyclopedic knowledge of recording history, and he said it's actually a Lou Reed thing. So, and I haven't checked out Lou Reed. So, here's that stuttering reverb. Same sound that's on. It gives some cohesion to this first album. It's on Meg in the choruses. It's on. It's all the ending of. We just heard it in the ending of All the Words I Know in the previous episode, and wherever else I said it was. It's somewhere else. I don't remember. Anyway, so we got a lot of that. Okay, now let's turn that back down. All right, now we got the vocals. I promise you those are gonna suck, but
this is all I can do. It's everything I could ever muster to say to you.
Turn it up a little bit. This is the same lack of quality that my name stands for. The symbol of quality, lack thereof.
It's everything I can do.
Now, one song that had come out recently, like right before I recorded this, it's by the Barr Brothers, a Montreal group. Actually, I borrowed a 50s Gibson J45 from one of them for the next song. Though I don't know that any of the tracks, mine sounded better. So, yeah, so my J45 undefeated, sir. Anyone? At least in my own estimation. So, but all right. So this really cool song by the Barr Brothers called "You Would Have to Lose Your Mind" came out, and in it he's doubling all of his vocals with guitar. I was like, I'm gonna try that on this song, and I tried it, and I liked it, and that's why it's there. Now, there's some interesting stuff. Big Valhalla reverb, Valhalla vintage verb. If you care what the settings are here, I doubt you do. Where did I put it? Oh, here we go. Valhalla Vengeance Verb, Sanctuary, which is I think the EMT 250, mix 41, pre-decay almost 6, pretty much at 6 milliseconds, and 3 seconds of decay, yada yada. And there's some more stuff. I didn't really high pass this one. It sounds like, but because this song can have all the low end mush it wants. I mean, it needs something down there. So notice, all right. So it's the Pog, right? As is typical for me, as I often do. I don't remember all the details of what's on here, but I don't know what the drive is. In this era, I'm pretty sure I was still using. I don't think I was in my rat phase yet. So my drive pedal eras are SD9 into a Rocket Blue Note, SD9 with the gain off into a Rocket Blue Note. It was a bunch of years, and then over to a vintage rat, for another bunch of years, and now back to the SD9 Blue Note. I'm really happy being back. But you know what? I remember this actually could be a rat. Wow. My rat phase started a little earlier than I remember. So anyway, here's the interesting thing about this, and I know you can hear it, is there is an auto wah on it that I have barely moving. I've got the sensitivity up pretty high. I like it. There. Not as cool. The feedback's cool. Right, so that constant, it's barely moving. It gives it a vocal quality. There are a little noise there. There are a lot of, in this song, there are a lot of little bitty motions kind of after the main phrase. You know, like in the mix, you can I mean, by this lead guitar, you can hear it moving a little extra in times, like, but where you'd have to really pay attention to hear what it says. I mean, to what it plays. Here, verse 2. This were another world. Maximally great state of affairs. By the way, I don't remember the boom. There's an extra note here. So here, if this were another world, there's an extra note here at the beginning that I didn't know was there. I remember this. Just to throw something at it. This is all I can do. Getting toward the end of verse 2 here. It's all. Turn this down a little bit. Chorus 2. Bind my eyes. The line that it plays by itself did octaves. Bind my feet, burn my eyes. Burn. Let's go right ahead to the solo. All right. I didn't realize I hit that chord with the Pog. Okay, so right there is the chord with the Pog. All right, let's save the solo. I'm happy with the solo. All right, so there's that. It's kind of cool stuff all together. So back to verse 1. All right. There's an MS-20 here for the bass. So that we put Jack and I put that stuff throughout it. I bet these are in different places than based on the song. Here is verse 2. Okay, well there you go. Same note. It's exciting. It's my best bass line ever. Anyway, MS-20. Are they really all the same? Oh, finally a different note. Man, getting adventurous. Back to the original. Okay, well there you go. That's the bass playing on it. Korg MS-20. There I see an acoustic punch in here. Apparently I messed something up. We're getting down to it all. Let's see, what is this? Okay. All right, so we got two sounds here. This is at the end of here. Let's show where this is. First chorus. First chorus. Does that sound in there? And along with this. Really simple. That's I think that's also the MS-20. Actually, there's a MS-20. One more MS-20 coming up. Little click in there too. Yeah. Now my mix is getting completely out of whack here. But all right, chorus 2. Oh no. All right, here we go. Heading into the so we're doing chorus 2. Chorus 2. You can hear my mix is completely whack. So let's get rid of the acoustics. Let's leave the Pog. We're gonna turn up the Pog solo in a second. And there's some ambient what's-its here. I'm gonna do them all at once. All right, Sorry for my. Let's take all this down here. All right. So we have here a random assortment of that. That was me and Jack. OP1, by the way. There's one other. Oh wait, and then here's a downbeat crackle. Okay, all right. This is the end of the chorus here. That. Then it counts into the next section. 3. Right on the downbeat is that click. So interesting little things. We Jack and I did a lot of this stuff. It was mostly the MS-20, and then my Teenage Engineering OP1, and then and we had the reverb. That reverb, the crackling reverb. I've said it in the other videos. It's a broken glitch or very close to the stock broken glitch on the H9 or Eventide Space or Eventide H9. So, all right, so here we go. Me playing OP1, and yeah, somehow I did an okay job. This is where the chorus. I like that sound. I love that sound. My technique isn't so good. There's a final crackle here. There's something on the. Okay, little weird thing. And then at the very end of the song, there's a crackle. Right? So, interesting. I think you could say this song, I mean, it doesn't sound like him, but there's something Sufjan-esque about this, right? I mean, this can sound like, very, very different song structure, very different song. Or maybe not the structure. It may not even be that different. But like the 4th of July by Sufjan Stevens. There's some similarity there. I don't know. You know, I would say it compares. All right, here comes the guitar solo. That's what we're all here for, right? Let me turn on. Let me turn down these OP1s. Let's turn them off. A lot of little details. I mean, like that stuff. That or it was like what I was talking about earlier. I'm happy with that solo. Let me turn the reverb off really fast. There's a lot of that little stuff in there. So let me play it again. I think to me, and then this video is practically over, so shorter than usual. Next week, how to build a hole. That'll be fun. Yeah, that'll be fun. The solo here, I think it has some me-isms in it. You know, like I mean that's what I like in that. If in that it's autobiographical about of my playing in a way. That's that I could have put that better, but it's got things that I tend to do, you know, so like sliding into a bend. It's got that a bunch. It's got several different vibratos, which I mean that's there's a video in the Since I'm Invisible series where I go into that. But that's really really important to me, very important to me, and I think it should be to you that you have a range of vibratos, because for most people it's perfectly binary. Their vibratos on or off. Some people have a little bigger range than that. You should have a massive range of vibrato. Massive. It gives you maximal expressive power over the guitar. Anyway, so but as an example of some of the vibratos, so regular vibrato. What? Piece of crap. Sorry. I never know. I don't remember this. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. All right. So, but I'm loving as I'm playing it, the fact that I can dig in it the wah opens up a little more, and it's just barely, and it's like, you know what? It's a lot of extra expression firepower, you know. And as I'm saying it, I can't believe I'm not doing it anymore. By the way, you know what auto wah it was? This is a bit surprising. It's the one in the H9. It was great. So anyway, no vibrato. By the way, I'm thinking, the way I thought I played. I think I was thinking that, and I just didn't land the note. I'm pretty sure that's what, or at least in the intervening years, every time I've heard that, I thought, oh, I play that. I just happen to play it too softly or something. Or maybe that's just what I would think to play now. But I'm fairly sure I just screwed it up. So, all right, no vibrato on that note. I'm thinking, please hammer, don't hurt him yet, right? Like I'm saving something. I'm saving my right cross. I'm just poking with the jab, and then on the last one, I don't know. Not exactly a literary genius, am I? All right, so. Little vibrato right here. So I think this was So anyway, bending, no vibrato, and then squeezing the absolute crap out of it, right? Like, so your vibrato, you can think in terms of it as this isn't what this series is supposed to be. But if you want to hear me blabber on more about it, go to Since I'm Invisible. It's it's somewhere between 5 and 10. It's about vibratos, plural. And that's what it's about, thinking in terms of a range of anger. I didn't say it that way, I don't think, but a range of anger, uh, from no anger, to just really wanting to pull the most violence out of the note, and but also to think in terms of a note across time, that you don't want to just think of notes with vibrato and notes without them. They might start with no vibrato, gain a little vibrato, start with no vibrato, gain a ton all at once, like this one, or start with no vibrato or light vibrato and get more expressive, or occasionally. I find I don't do this very often. I'd have to think about why, but I mean, it never feels it so rarely feels right, but but I think maybe at the ends of songs or sections, if I'm holding something, I might let the vibrato start to die as this, but anyway, that's the way you want to think. Think of vibrato across time as well. So and that's what's going on here. I don't remember this. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go start playing with an Ottawa, because that needs to happen more. So Pog Ottawa. Yeah. There you go. That's this. This is this. This is that. This song is that. Uh, and next week, how to build a hole. Yeah, that's that.